And we're going to go to page 127. So go ahead and go to page 127 in your grammar books. 127. And it looks short, and it is. It's a good one. It's going to take a little bit to talk about it, but it is short. So that's the good news. Okay. We're talking about pronouns. I know you guys know about pronouns, especially personal pronouns. Those are the ones that we use in place of a noun. Like for girls or women, it's not he, it's she or her. Let me make sure I say that right. She or her for girls. And then for boys or men, it's he or him. And if it's an object, it's it, right? Those are the pronouns that we are most familiar with. Personal pronouns are also me and my and I and you. Those are also personal pronouns. If it's a group of people, you use they or them. You guys are pretty familiar with those. We've been marking those for a while in our grammar books. So remember, I'm just going to read this first sentence here where it says a pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. It refers back to the same person or thing recently mentioned and takes the place of that person or thing, which is basically the noun. There are many types of pronouns. In week 1, way back at the beginning of this book, you learned about the personal pronouns, which is the ones I just mentioned, which take the place of common and proper nouns. And then in week 9, you learned about indefinite pronouns, which do not refer to any particular person or thing. Also in week 9, you learned demonstrative pronouns, which point to a particular person or thing. I like to think of demonstrate because I see that inside the word demonstrative. Demonstrate, when you demonstrate something, you're saying this is this and that is that. Those are those types of pronouns, okay? And then it says you're going to review the pronoun list in Appendix 3, which we're going to look at in a minute. But the new one you're going to focus on this week is called reflexive pronoun. That's the one that ends in self for singular or selves plural. And it refers to the subject of the same sentence. And you're still going to mark it with a PR like we always do for pronouns. These are the two examples down here. The men hid themselves in the forest. So themselves is a reflexive pronoun referring back to the men, which is plural. That's why it's themselves. And then the next example says Robin stood up for himself. Obviously, Robin is singular, one person, and him is referring back to Robin, so himself. And you're still going to mark it as a pronoun. Okay, so I want to show you that appendix page it's talking about at the back of the book. It's like the second to the very last page of your book. So go all the way back to 197. 197. Way at the very back. Let's look at this one together. This is a great page to mark with a Post-it if you have one, and call it pronouns, because this basically has all the different types of pronouns here. So I recommend that if you have a Post-it near you right now, go ahead and mark it as pronouns on this page 197. So it's basically reviewing the same type of pronouns we just talked about, but we have it listed here in a nice chart. And basically you have on this end singular and plural. So singular is one. You already know that. Plural is more than one. And then the 3 persons, that's first person, second person, third person. We've talked a little bit about that before. I always like to talk about like a video game because usually you can change the view. And when you're playing a video game like Minecraft, if you're first person, it's what you actually see. So it's when you turn your controller left or right, it's literally showing the view, right? That's first person. Second person is if you're interacting with somebody else in the game. And third person is when you're outside of yourself. Like third person view in Minecraft is you see the guy and you see him walking around and doing stuff, okay? And you're not just seeing the view by itself. So, I mean, that's the best way for me to explain that. But in a story, There's different persons when you write a story, how you address talking to someone or the words that you use in the speaking parts. So the first column here is subjective. This is when this is the subject of the sentence. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. And then the object or the objective pronoun of the sentence is when it's the object. Whatever is happening to this person. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. And then possessive is if it belongs to that person. My, your, his, her, its, our, your, their, or if it's that's the adjective, by the way, or if it's a pronoun, mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, yours, and theirs. So these are all pronouns. These function as an adjective though, and these function as actual pronouns. And then here we have the reflexive. This is the new one. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. And then here's the definition of each type of pronouns. And then you have a good list down here of the indefinite pronouns. So pronouns are more than just he, she, it. There's a bunch now. And so we're going to look for these in this book and mark them with PR for pronoun. Anytime it takes the place of another noun, it's going to be a pronoun. Any questions about anything we talked about so far? If not, go ahead and shake your head no. Okay. All right, let's go back to, let's go on actually to our practice page, which is going to be page 129. 129. And then Bryce, go ahead and read the sentence today. My papers. You're muted. I don't know if you're reading it yet, but you're muted.
Robin was drenched. He heartily laughed at himself because he knew that he looked ridiculous.
Okay, good. Nice reading. Oh, here comes Grayson. Let me let him in real quick. Ridiculous is our vocabulary. We pretty much know what that means, just laughable or, silly, something like that, worthy of mockery, ridiculous. And by the way, that word drenched just means he was really wet, like soaked. Okay, so check vocabulary. Ridiculous is going to be an adjective. I will tell you that because it's describing how he looked. So go ahead and, let me have Lucy. Where's the one noun in this sentence? Can you hear me okay, Lucy?
Oh, sorry, it glitched.
Oh, weird. Okay, so what is the one noun in the sentence?
Robin?
Robin, good. Hi, Grayson.
Hi.
We're on page 129 in grammar, okay? Got it? Okay. Let's see, JC, how about the pronouns? There's 4 of them in here.
He,
Good.
he,
He again down here, okay.
he,
He again. And there's one
and
more.
then himself.
Very good. That's the reflexive. Very good. Okay, adjectives. Grayson, where are the 2 adjectives? They're going to describe the noun about Robin.
Drenched.
Yeah, good. Drenched is one. The other one is talking about how he looks.
Ridiculous.
There you go, ridiculous. I know you weren't here to read the sentence earlier, so that was kind of hard. But drenched, I wanted to point out, it could be a verb. If you drench something, that's actually a verb. But in this context, because we have that verb was, this is a linking verb that's going to link the noun to the adjective. And that's what linking verbs do. They link words together. So Robin was drenched. That makes it an adjective. All right, there's one adverb, Bryce. Do you see where the adverb is?
Really.
Heartily, good. And then I'm going to skip prepositional phrases for a minute. How about the that clause, Lucy?
That.
Starts with that. And where does it end?
He looked ridiculous.
Good. That he looked ridiculous. We're going to write that on top of it. The adverb clause, that's the Asia word, JC. Asia.
Because
Yes, because, and then how far does it go?
he knew.
Because he knew. Good. AC. Main clauses. Grayson, do you see where the main clauses are?
Was drenched.
Actually, it's going to be that whole first part. So Robin,
Was drenched.
because remember, main clauses are a complete thought. So what's the other one? That's a complete sentence.
And he heartily laughed at himself.
Yes, good. Your little puppy is excited. I can doggy. Yes, so Robin was drenched is one. He heartily laughed at himself is another one. Good job. Subject verb pairs. So inside each one of these clauses, we're going to have subject verb pairs. So Bryce, what about the verbs? What are the action words or helping or linking verbs?
Laughed.
Laughed is one. Good.
Looked.
Looked.
Was.
Was good.
Knew.
Good. You got it. Each one of those has its own verb. Very good. And then the subjects that go with them, Lucy, who was it that did each one of these things?
Robin.
Good.
He.
Yep. Good. So each clause is going to have a subject. What about this one?
He.
Good. And
He.
he again. Very good. Lots of he's in there. Prepositional phrase, JC, do you see it in there?
At himself.
At himself. Very good. And then we've got two openers. Actually, we got to figure out where the periods go because there's two separate sentences here. We know there's a period here, but let's talk about the other period. Grayson, where do you think the other period should go?
Robin was drenched, and then a period.
I agree. Yes. So we're going to take out that comma. I know my marker is kind of making a mess here, but squeeze in a period in there somewhere. But you're right. Whenever you have two main clauses in a row, unless there's a coordinating conjunction between, you're going to need a period. So it's, remember back when we talked about like a comma splice where it's wrong if it's just a comma between. So this is two separate main clauses need a period. Okay, so we got the end marks. So now we have two openers. So Bryce, what kind of an opener is this one? Robin was drenched. What kind of an opener is that?
One.
Good, which is what opener?
Subject.
Very good. Good job. And then how about this one starts with he heartily?
Also a subject.
Also a subject. Very good, Bryce. One subject. Good. Two capitals, you can do that by yourself. Now that we have a new sentence here, he needs a capital. We already removed one comma. How about Lucy? Do you know the other comma rule? Do we put one in or take one out?
Take one out.
Yes, this one by after himself. There. And the rule is, Grayson, I'm going to go ahead and just mute you just until you need to speak, okay? Just because there's background noises there. Because the main clause comes first here, you don't need a comma for the other two clauses after that. That's the rule. If the clauses come first, the other clauses, and then the main clauses, sometimes you do need a comma, but that's why. All right, I think we did it. We got it. Any questions about this practice page? You guys are good? Okay. So go ahead and put away your grammar and get out your binders. Okay. I know you didn't get to be with me last week because I was sick, so you did your assignment by yourself, without a whole lot of interaction like this. So what I want to do today for the writing part of the class is really talk about what I'm looking for in your paper about troglodytes, because pretty much everyone missed something. So I want to make sure you understand exactly what I'm looking for in the paper about troglodytes. So the first thing I'm going to do is just show you a sample. And this sample came with the curriculum. It's not one of my students, but it is a sample that they gave me that I can share with you so you can kind of see what I'm looking for. Oops. Okay, let me share this. And then we're going to just have a conversation about it. So you can ask me questions if you have questions about it. But this particular student's name is Savannah. Again, it's not one of my students, but I wanted to show you the sample, the example page, so you can see what I'm looking for. Your paper should have been 3 separate paragraphs. And each paragraph, you guys used your big white paper to take notes on for your keyword outline. And we did A, B, and C because we had 3 different articles. And then remember the fused, we brought all those facts together, your favorite ones. And then you created a paragraph for each topic based on the fused outline. That's what you used. But on your checklist now, you have a lot of things going on your checklist list. You have your dress up words. In fact, while I'm sharing this screen, I want you to look at your checklist in front of you, and that's going to be page 139 from your binder about troglodytes. It's your checklist. And I want to point out to you several things about this paper. This is what I'm looking for here. Notice in the first paragraph, we see ulm, troglodytes, and the word strange. Those are the topic clincher words. They're in the first sentence. And then if you look down here in the last sentence of that paragraph, again, ulms. And this time, instead of strange, she put strangest. And then that word troglodytes. And she bolded them instead of highlight. That's okay to do that. It's either way. On your checklist, when you look at the under structure at the top, it's the 4th box down. It says topic clincher sentences repeat or reflect 2 to 3 key words. And then in parentheses, it says highlight or bold. You can do either way, highlight or bold. If you use a highlighter though on Google Docs, try not to use a really dark one. One of my students did that earlier today. She used like dark, dark, dark blue, and it almost looked black, and I couldn't read the word. So make sure it's not too dark, okay? I got to be able to see through it. So I'm going to read this first paragraph about the ulm, and I wanted to point out right here, you guys see that number 2 with a bracket? That is your one sentence opener that's on your checklist. So look again right now at your checklist. Under sentence openers, you have only one opener right now, and it is the prepositional opener. We do more than that in grammar, but for writing, that's the first one they want you to start with. So it's basically using that tan page, and we'll look at this together in a minute, page 137 from your packet of stuff in your front pocket. That's telling you how to write a prepositional opener. All right, so I'm going to just read this first paragraph, and then we'll talk about the dress ups and everything. You can see them underlined here. The olm is one of many troglobites and is a very strange creature. Being eyeless and almost colorless, the olm has uniquely developed to life in a cave. An olm can grow 8 to 12 inches long and weigh 5 to 8 ounces, which is about the size of a deck of cards. Olms are stygobites, meaning they live underwater 100% of the time. During hard rains, an olm's cave can flood, and the rushing water carries them outside of their cave, leaving them in puddles, where they will die when the sun comes out and dries the puddles. The first discovery of a troglobite, which was an olm, was in the 15th century. Slovenian people, that's in Czechoslovakia, Slovenian people found dead olms in a puddle not far from a cave. The Slovenians assumed the olms were the offspring of dragons because of the olm's dinky legs, snake-like body, and fiery red gills. Olms have been brought into the pet industry for their dragon-like features that the Slovenians discovered years ago. An olm can live up to 100 years in captivity. Olms are one of the strangest troglobites, and they're very interesting. So as you could see throughout, all those words that are underlined are the different dress-ups. And then this one, starting with that word during, that is a preposition. And so that's a prepositional phrase opener. So some of you forgot a lot of things, and some of you just forgot a few things, but make sure you double space your paper every single time it's on your checklist. And some of you don't have anything underlined or anything marked on your paper. This means you did not follow the checklist. So you got to make sure to use that checklist as you go. So I'm going to pause this for a second and look at your checklist with you. I just want to make sure you guys fully understand this. And by the way, I'm not going to assign any brand new writing assignments this week. That's the good news, because I really want you to take your time fixing this paper. I really want it to be right. So it's worth taking the time to look at the checklist and talk about the details. And some of you are even forgetting this first box, name and date in the upper left-hand corner. I don't want it under the title. I don't want it on the right side. The checklist says it has to be on the left side. I know it's picky, but I'm picky, and you got to learn how to follow these types of steps, okay? So make sure your name is on the upper left. Composition is double spaced. If you're using Google Docs, you can select double space as the option under near your toolbar. And if it's already written and it's single spaced, just highlight the whole thing and then make it double spaced and it'll fix it for you, okay? Title centered, that should be in the middle, 1 to 3 keywords from the final sentence. Your topic clincher sentences, repeat or reflect 2 to 3 words, highlight or bold. So those words should be like the waterfall climbing, cave fish. You can use just 2 or 3 of those words. I know that the name of the fish is like 4 words long. So you can pick just 2 or 3. Topic clincher in each paragraph. So if your paragraph, like the one I just read, is about olms, you'll highlight olm and then something else in the first sentence, and then olm and then something else in the last sentence of the paragraph. Any questions about the structure that I'm looking for that's at the top of this checklist? Okay, because some of you, like I said, are forgetting this. And so sometimes I'm even sending it back, like I'm not even going to grade it until you do your checklist. So I just want to make sure everybody understands exactly what I mean by that. And then you've got under style, you've got all your dress ups. These are in, see all these boxes. This is for paragraph 1. This one's for paragraph 2. This one's for paragraph 3. I'm sorry, I'm using my marker. You probably can't see that. So all of these need to be in paragraph 1, and they all need to be in paragraph 2, and they all need to be in paragraph 3. And then, of course, the opener that we talked about. And then watching out for those banned words, okay? Especially eat 8 in this, because you might talk about their diet a little bit. and good and bad. Try not to use those words. Use something different than that. Okay, let me show you back on this paper again. The second paragraph they wrote about was the cave-dwelling rat snake. Now, we made it CDRS in your outline, but when you go to write your paragraph, you need to spell it out for the reader, whoever's reading it. It's a report, okay? The cave-dwelling rat snake, another troglobite, is a well-adapted hunter. The rat snake, see, you can refer to it to something shorter like that. The rat snake is quicker, more slender, and more agile than most ground snakes. The rat snake hunts dangling from crevices in the roof of the cave and quietly waits until the unsuspecting bat flutters by to snatch and gobble whole. The cave-dwelling rat snake is a constrictor, which means once it takes hold of its prey, it squeezes until the bat's heart and lungs stop. Then it feasts on the victim in one bite, even if it is twice the size of the snake's head. Since the cave-dwelling rat snake has no eyes, because there is no need for them since they live in darkness, biologists wonder how the snake knows when a bat is near. Some believe the snake feels the vibrations of the bat's wings in the air. Others assume that the snake sees the bat's body through heat thermoreceptors. While most troglobites are endangered, the cave-dwelling rat snake is doing just fine, and thousands of bats flying in caves every day, with thousands of bats flying in caves every day. Cave-dwelling rat snake is an amazing troglobite and an excellent hunter. And then the last one's about the waterfall climbing cave fish. And notice all the dress-ups underlined. Notice the top and clinchers folded. And the one sentence opener at here. Okay, so do you guys know how to pull up your own paper while you're on Zoom? Do you guys know how to do that? Because what you can do is hit on your keyboard that escape, ESC, and then it minimizes the Zoom screen. And then you can go to your toolbar at the bottom of your desktop and go to your Google Classroom and pull up your paper. I want everybody to look at your own paper at the same time as being on the Zoom. And if anybody needs help with that, just raise your hand if you need help with that. So go ahead and find your paper. I'm going to get on here too. And so what I'm going to do right now is turn yours back in. And Grayson, I'm just going to return yours. Yours looks really, really good, but you forgot your openers. Okay, does that make sense? So I sent it back to you, so you should have access to it now if you go to Google Classroom and open it up. I'm going to give everybody access to yours in a second, but I wanted Grayson, hold on. Let me show you this really quick. I know that your Zoom is minimized, but this tan page, look at yours really quick. This is the opener. Everybody forgot the opener. So I want to make sure to go over this with you. This is the tan page 137. Did we talk about this before? Do you guys remember talking about this page? I can't remember. Okay, it seems like you can't remember either. So it makes me think we haven't talked about it. Let's do it. To unminimize your Zoom screen, you can click on the Zoom and it'll open it up big again so you can see this, and then we'll minimize it again afterwards, and then you can work on your paper a little bit. But I forgot I need to go through this with you. Okay, this is page 137 in your binder, and it should be in your front pocket. This is the prepositional opener. This is a fantastic list right here for you to have of all the prepositions. If your parents will allow it, you could tape this on the wall next to where you do your writing. I think I recommended that too when you had an LY adverb list. It was pink. If they don't want you to tape on the wall, then don't do it. I don't want you to get in trouble, but just know that this is a good one to refer back to. Your list of prepositions. You also have a list in your grammar books. Okay, these are the prepositions. So your sentence openers here have to begin with one of these words. Only one sentence in each paragraph, not every sentence. That would be too hard. Only one. Pick one sentence in each paragraph to start with a prepositional opener. So it says the prepositional opener is a prepositional phrase placed at the beginning of a sentence. Here are the two examples. Despite a lengthy childhood sickness, Teddy Roosevelt enjoyed a life of activity and adventure. So that word despite is on the list if you look down here on the D's right here. So that's a prepositional opener. This example, in 1901, that is also a prepositional opener because in is under the I's down here somewhere. Right here at the bottom of that second column. Teddy Roosevelt became the youngest president in the nation's history. So notice the bracket with the 2. If you guys haven't done that yet, if you look on your keyboard, right above the return button or the enter button a little bit to the left, it's kind of on top of like your quote or comma button. You'll see a button that shows 2 different styles of brackets. The square bracket is the one I want you to use, and you do not have to hold shift for that. Just hit that, and then you put a 2 in the middle of it, and then the other side of the bracket. That's how you label it, just like it's showing right here. That's how you put it in your paper. And just like I showed you on that sample paper. Okay. This is a little bit more instructions about the prepositional opener, but you guys already know about this because, like I said, you do it in your grammar books. And the rule, the comma rule right down here says, if the prepositional phrase has 5 words or more, follow it with a comma. A comma is optional, but usually not recommended with shorter phrases. That's the comma rule there. Okay, any questions about the prepositional opener and how you mark it in your paper? If you don't have any questions, just shake your head no for me. Okay. And Lucy, are you good? Can you hear me okay, Lucy?
Yeah. Every few minutes, it like glitches and you stop talking.
Oh, is that happening to anybody else? No? Okay, good. It might be your internet.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I am recording, so if you miss anything super important, you can go back and listen to it. Okay, so now go ahead and go back to your document. You guys can minimize your Zoom again and go back to your document. And like I said, Grayson, you're missing your prepositional openers. So go back in your document and find a spot for one using that list on that tan page and add one of those. Let me look at JC's really quick. Oh, I didn't get to see yours yet, JC. Did you get to finish it yet or not yet? Because when you turned it in, all I saw was grammar. So I didn't get your paper yet. So if you could turn it in right now, then I could look at it for you real quick. Lucy's, you have some things you need to fix on yours. So I'm just going to return yours. Remember to double space. And you actually should have 3 paragraphs. Okay, Lucy? Did you write your other 2 paragraphs yet or not yet?
I started on the other 2, but
Okay.
then I just didn't have time to finish them.
Okay. So you can start working on it right now during class. Make sure you have your checklist in front of you, and we're going to talk more after class too. You and I will, but I want you to at least go to your document and make it double spaced and start working on finding places for your dress ups, okay, on your checklist. And then for Bryce, how far are you on yours, Bryce? I don't see yours yet. Have you started it yet?
I did the second and third paragraph.
Okay, I guess you forgot to turn it in.
I put it under the homework.
Would it be okay? Weird. I don't see it though. This is homework due. Make sure I'm looking at the right one here. Should be homework due 3/3, which was yesterday. I don't see it yet. So maybe try submitting it right now. If you do you know how to do that during Zoom? Bryce?
All right, I turned it in.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, you
I
were
turned
quiet.
in my homework on the 2/24.
Oh, maybe that's what you did too. Bryce, let me double check that. Okay, so 224 was just the first paragraph. So if you could turn it in also on 3/3, JC, then that'll be for that home. Does that make sense? Turn it in on both of them. Okay. Okay, I see it, Bryce. Thank you. I see that. Okay, so yours looks really good too. I haven't read it yet. I see that you only have 2 paragraphs so far. But what I want you to work on right now, Bryce, is putting in your sentence opener with the prepositional phrase like we just talked about. So I'll return it back to you so you have access to it. And then you can do that right now. Okay, hold on. Even though I return it, I can still look at it. So I'm just going to return that to you. Grayson, I'll return his to him. Okay, hold on. I think Grayson got kicked off. He's coming back in here. Okay. JC. Are you able to turn it in the one on 3/3, JC? Is that what you're working on right now? Okay, I'll give you a minute to do that. Grayson, I know you got kicked out for a second. So we're still working on, I want you guys to be working on your Google Doc if you can do that right now on your computer. Pull it up. I returned it to you. And I want you to find a place in each paragraph to put a prepositional opener. You can do it right now during class because I really want to make sure you guys get this particular paper just right. And let me know if you guys need any help or have any questions. Everybody should be working on their Google Doc right now at the same time as the Zoom. You can toggle back and forth with that. Let's see. Okay, Grace and Alex, I see yours. Okay, let me check something here because I still don't see. I turned JC's back in. You have yours, and then I think, oh, because I returned it without grading it. So, okay, good. I see it now. Grace and Alex, and then Lucy, you're working on yours, and then Bryce, you're working on yours. Are you able to pull yours up, Grayson?
No, every time I try, it kicks me out.
Oh, try turning off your camera. Just turn off your camera. And see if you can do it with your camera off, because sometimes it takes up too much bandwidth with it. Are you able to get to yours, Lucy? Yeah. Are you able to make it double space?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so keep working on that and keep looking for your dress ups, places for your dress ups. And how about yours, JC? Are you doing okay? Are you able to get yours up? Okay, she looks like she's working on it. Did that work, Grayson? Can you get on there or no?
I'm trying a different way.
Okay. Let me know if you get it. So basically, I'm just going to give you guys during class to work on your paper that you turned in. I should see you on there right now. So when I go on my end, I can see if you're working on it. Oops. Okay, good. I see you working on yours, Bryce. Good job.
I got to the Google Classroom, but I can't find my paper.
Oh, weird. Are you looking for, it says homework due 3/3/25. Are you looking for that one?
Yeah, but I can't find it. It keeps popping up other ones. Would it be at the bottom or the top of the list?
It should be at the top of the list, I'm pretty sure. It's you should see the date 3/3/25. And you're actually on the classroom right now?
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to classwork, do you see all the dates? And Lucy, I saw that you double spaced yours. That's a good start. And then you're working on the dress ups next. Is that what you're working on? You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I'm looking at like the paper I have for the other two paragraphs, and I'm like writing ideas for the other two paragraphs.
Oh,
To finish
okay.
writing those before I put it on the other paper.
Okay, that's fine. And you can type right here. I see your cursor on your document. See where I'm at the end of your paragraph right there. That's what's cool about Google Docs is that we can actually work on the same paragraph together. So you would just go down here. Sorry, I'll take that off. And just start typing your next paragraphs when you're ready, okay, on the same document. Okay. And then, okay, cool. I see it, JC. I got it. Yes, good job. I noticed right away that you have your openers, and I noticed you use those as your first sentence on each paragraph. That's okay. It doesn't have to be the first sentence though, okay? But it's okay that you did that. And then I see your topic clinchers highlighted. Very good. In your second paragraph, JC, actually in all paragraphs, remember the rule, the topic clincher rule says 2 to 3 keywords. So try to highlight at least 2. And I'm going to return it to you so you can work on it. Okay, it might take a second and then it'll come back to you and then you can work on it. Grayson, how's yours coming? Are you able to get to it or no?
I found it.
Oh, good. Yay. Okay. So for yours, let me just check again. Yep, I see you on there. See when I click on your name, see my name on there too? It's kind of cool. You're missing your openers. So read your paragraph and find a spot to use one of these prepositions to open one of your sentences, okay? That's for you, Grayson. And you can keep your camera off. It might work better if you turn your camera off, okay?
Okay.
Oh, that's good, Bryce. I see that you added your first one in the first paragraph. I like that. At lightning fast speeds, the snake will lunge from its location and sink its fangs in the unfortunate bat. I love that. Excellent job, Bryce. Very good. I see that you're working on your second paragraph for your opener, and then after that, you can start working on your third paragraph. And then Lucy, I still don't see you typing on here. Are you actually typing on the document?
Those are the second and third paragraph. I just didn't add the first one from last lesson.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you can do that. You can cut and paste and put it in there. Okay.
Okay.
And then Lucy, are you working on yours?
Yeah, I'm working on the outline.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay. Yeah. So pause on the outline for a second though. I do want you to work on this first paragraph actually, so I can see that you got all the parts in there. So we'll work on the outline a little bit later. Go to your Google Doc and look at your first paragraph and start by looking for a place for your dress ups, like your ly, your who, which. Some things are in here. Like if you're on there right now, I see the word while. That is a good one to underline for your www.asia word. So you can just underline that word while, you see it there. And the word vastly. So it looks like you have your dress ups in here, you just forgot to underline them. Does that make sense, Lucy? Okay, you got it. Okay. I just don't see you moving around on your document yet, but maybe there's a lag. Oh, it's because you're cutting and pasting. All right, I see you working on it now. Keep going. You're doing great. Let me check on you, JC. Looking better. Yeah, and you can bold or highlight. I don't care either way, but it looks like you're changing it to bold, which is fine. That's fine with me. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm just giving you time during class so that in case you have a question, I'm right here. Okay, I see you working on yours, Grayson, and you put a 2 right here. See how I'm on your document with you. Um, are you working on how to start that sentence differently? Because it's got to go ahead.
I changed the whole sentence to fit it there.
Oh, okay. It didn't update for me yet.
Oh,
Let me refresh it.
It was on the first paragraph though.
I see, I still see troglodytes are interesting creatures that live in dark caves. Is that the same sentence you have?
Let me see. No, it's the second sentence, but on the same line.
Oh, it starts with inside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so see this number 2 right here? You need to move that right before the word inside, okay?
Okay.
I like that sentence. That's good. Let me see. Let me know when you guys want me to check it if you're done with what I asked you to do. See how Bryce is coming. Okay, it's looking good, Bryce. Don't forget to indent. You guys know how to do that with the tab on your keyboard. Go to the very first sentence of your paragraph and make sure it's indented. Each paragraph, okay? So like for yours, Bryce, I'm just going to show you in the first paragraph what I want it to look like. That's what I mean. Like when you go to the first, so indent it like that. Go ahead and do that for paragraph 2 and 3 also. Yep, you got it. That looks good. I like your topic clinchers, Bryce. They look really good. And I really like your openers that you did, your prepositional openers. Those are fantastic. I'm so excited. This is looking so much better, you guys. This is why I wanted to do this during class. I know I start clapping when I'm excited. Yay! So you just are missing one in your third paragraph, Bryce. Man, these are looking so good though. Really, they really, really are. Yay. Okay, let me see. Yes, JC, yours is really looking good too. Really good. Got your indent, just your first paragraph, I think needs an indent. I know in the binder, when we read the stories and stuff, they don't indent their first paragraph, but I want them all indented. It's just the style. I know it's picky, but that's okay. So right here is where you can indent. And then the only other thing you need to do, JC, oh, yeah, go on this side right here of the 2 and then hit tab. Oops, it didn't take the 2 with it. And now back this up here like this. I can back it up for you, I think. Oops. Hold on, I'll fix it. Hold on, hold on. There. You can put a little space there. That's okay too. You're just missing your name and date on the upper left, and then your title, whatever you want to title it. Okay, JC, remember the title rule is using 1 to 3 words from your final sentence. So this very, very last sentence right here. You can use 1 to 3 of those words in your title, okay? And then Grayson, yours is looking good. I see you working on that. Ah, that's another paragraph. I see. Wait. Oh, I see what you're doing there, Grayson. I think you moved down the wrong sentence. I think it's supposed to be this one. Isn't this your first sentence of your second paragraph right here?
Yeah, it got all messed up.
Oh, okay. I see you working on it. Go ahead and keep working on that. Okay, and Lucy, yours is looking good. I see that you put, okay, so let me remind you, Lucy, you only need one of each of those dress ups in each paragraph. Does that make sense? So I see you underlined 3 ly words. You really only need to underline one of them. You can keep them in there. You don't have to change it. Just only underline one, but then you need one in your second paragraph and then one in your third paragraph. So that's how the dress ups go, like one of each in each paragraph. Okay. Cool. This has been a different class because I mean, you guys are doing a lot of work, but I like that you're all on Google Docs and I can see what you're doing and we can talk about what you're working on. So, I'm gonna give you guys just a couple more minutes to keep going on that.
I'm done with the prepositional openers.
Okay. Check yours real quick. Yes. 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 Those are all really good. Yep. You got your title, The Crazy Underground Creatures. And let me look at your last sentence. You've got, oh, you're still working on that. Okay. Yeah, that sentence you're working on right there, Bryce. Are you still gonna change that? It doesn't quite flow yet. It might need to say something like inside the cave. You know what I mean? I think you're wondering maybe the word besides being blind. How about that? Besides being blind, the waterfall climbing cave fish has no eyes. That might fit better than inside. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. There you go. Yes, that's better. So the only thing you're missing, Bryce, is your title. I love your title. I want you to keep it. But one of those words has to be in your final sentence, and I don't think it is there. So you might have to play with your final sentence. This one at the very bottom of your third paragraph has to have one of the title words in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that one was just from the first paragraph or
Oh,
first
okay. So you
sentence.
can change it. Yeah. Okay. So you can change it so it matches.
Okay.
Um, okay, you guys. So it's class is done. So I'm not assigning any new writing homework for you because I really want you to fine tune this paper. Another thing I want you all to check is to make sure you didn't use any banned words. I didn't see any, but I want you to double check. If you got your title, you got all your dress ups, you got your openers, you've got topic clinchers, you got everything's done with the double space and everything, then you can go ahead and just turn it in. And then I'll give you feedback on that. But there's no new writing assignment this week. I wanted to make sure you had time to really make that like perfect. Okay. And then your grammar, you do have you have grammar homework this week, but no new writing assignment as far as the paragraphs go and stuff. So you just have your grammar to focus on. Any questions before you guys go? Good job. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see the finished project or product. I can't wait to see it done. So, all right, you guys have a great week. Lucy's going to stay on, and I'll see the rest of you next week.